Okay, so I thought we'd have a go at graphing straight lines. So first thing that you need to know, okay, is that the general form for a straight line is y equals mx plus c. Okay, now this is just a general term. Okay, so for example, we've got a line here, y equals 2x plus 1. So you can see it's y equals something x plus or minus a number. Now, sometimes you may not have a number, okay, but the general term is y equals mx plus c. Now the c is what we call the y-intercept. Okay, that's the formal name for it. Okay, but I just remember it as C for cut. Okay, the number tells you where the line is going to cut the y-axis. So here y equals 2x plus 1. This line will cut here. It will cut at 1. Okay. The m is what we call the gradient, and that just tells us how steep the line is going to be. Okay, it could be very shallow or it could be very steep. Okay, generally you don't really need to know this, but generally the lower the number, the shallower the gradient. Okay, so if we had y equals 2x plus 1, fairly steep. If we had y equals 6x plus 1, very steep. Okay, so if they say to you, okay, draw the line off, okay, if we're going to solve simultaneous equations, or if we're going to just draw straight lines or whatever, then this is what we do. You will usually in the exam be given a box, okay, exactly the same as I've got here, and sometimes in the exam the y values, some of the y values are put in, but let's assume that they don't. Okay, what we're doing with this box is finding out the coordinates or the points on the line so that we can draw the line. Okay, now my tip is this: always start here at your highest possible positive number. Okay, and there's a reason for this. Okay, and you'll see it when I do it. So what we're going to do is substitute these values in here into that equation to find out what y will equal. Okay, so here x is worth 3, so y will equal 2x. So in this occasion 2 lots of 3, don't forget the plus 1. So 2 lots of 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Okay, so now we go to the next number, 2. So x is worth 2. So 2x will be 2 lots of 2, which is 4, plus 1 is 5. Okay, now this is the reason I always start at the top here. This will always follow a pattern. Okay, so if I go from 7 to 5, I'm taking away 2. This will happen all the way through. Okay, so 5 take away 2 will give me 3. 3 take away 2 will give me 1. 1 take away 2 will give me minus 1. minus 1 take away 2 will give me minus 3. Minus 3 take away 2 will give me minus 5. This pattern will always happen. Okay, because it's a straight line, you will get a linear number sequence. Okay, you might go up 3, you might have to add 3 or take away 7 or add 4, but whatever the difference is on these first two numbers, that's going to be the same right the way through. Okay, so this saves you having to work all this nonsense out. So now we can plot the points. Okay, so we've got where x is 3, y is 7. So we do what we call along the corridor and up the stairs. So here, this is 0. Okay, and we've got 0, 1, 2, 3, we've got 0, 1, 2, 3, we've got 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and the same going down the y-axis, minus 1, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So where x is 3, y is 7. So I go along the corridor to where x is 3, and I go up the stairs until y is 7. Now that's off the graph, so I can't plot that point. Not the end of the world. So now I go to where x is 2 and y is 5. So x is 2 here, and I go up until y is 5, and I put in a little cross. Where x is 1, y is 3. So where x is 1, y is 3. Now where x is 0, y is 1. Now x is 0 here, and y is 1, and lo and behold, as I said, that's where the line is going to cut to y-axis. Where x is minus 1, y is minus 1. Okay, so I just need to drop this down a little bit. So where x is minus 1, so x is minus 1 here, y is minus 1. So y is minus 1 here. Okay. Where x is minus 2, y is minus 3. So where x is minus 2, y is minus 3. Okay, so now I can draw my line. Okay, I just put it through. Okay, and there we have the line y equals 2x plus 1. Okay, oh, missed a bit, so that needs to go in as well. Okay, so this is the line of y equals 2x plus 1. Okay, so this is done every time you draw a straight line. Now sometimes the graph doesn't come to you in this y equals mx plus c form. Okay, so let's say that they tell you that x plus y equals 4. So x plus y equals 4. Now we could, if we wanted to, put it in the form of y equals mx plus c. So we would The y is positive where it is, so we would move the x over and we would get 4 minus x. Okay, now we can do that, but again, I like to do things fairly quickly, so I always start here. So if x equals 3, then 3 plus something gives us 4. Well, I obviously know that 3 plus 1 gives me 4, so y must equal 1 on this occasion. Now x is 2, so 2 plus something gives me 4. So I know that 2 plus 2 gives me 4. Now I can see here that going from 1 to 2, I'm just adding 1. So because I know that there's this sequence, it's going to continue. So 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Okay, it really is that simple. So now I plot the points, so where x is 3, y is 1, so where x is 3, y is 1, where x is 2, y is 2, so where x is 2, y is 2, where x is 1, y is 3, so where x is 1, y is 3, where x is 0, y is 4, so where x is 0 here, y is 4, where x is minus 1, y is 5, x is minus 1, y is minus 5, where x is minus 2, y is 6, so where x is minus 2, y is 6. Okay, can't plot the last point because y is 7. So now what I can do is I can draw this line. Okay, and it goes through all the points. And we've just drawn the line of x plus y equals 4. Okay, now here we can see that the 2x is positive. Okay, this is plus 2x, it's just that we haven't written the plus in. Okay, so you can see that going left to right, the line is going uphill. Okay, now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put it in the form of y equals mx plus c. So the x is going over the other side. So we will get y equals 4 minus x. Okay, all I've done is move the x over so that I get y equals something. Now we can see that the x here is minus. Okay, and we can see that going left to right, this line is going downhill. Okay, so if an equation has a positive x, then the line will go uphill. If the line goes downhill, then it's negative. Okay, the x value will be negative. Okay, the number still is the y-intercept, because you can see here 4 that the line is cutting the y-axis at 4. Okay. Now, if this had been a simultaneous equation and they said solve the simultaneous equation for these two lines, where the two lines cross is the solution. And we can see the two lines cross here, and we can see that the lines cross where x is 1 and where y is 3. So you've solved this quadratic equation by drawing the lines and answering it graphically, because where the two lines cross you will get an x value and you will get a y value. Okay, so you can solve simultaneous equations graphically like this, or you can solve them algebraically. Sometimes in the exam they might just get you to draw the line. It could be as simple as that. Okay, so this is part 1 of graphing straight lines, and then what we'll do is we'll do a part 2. Okay.